What's going on, everyone? Darkwater here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. And today we're working on the Arcadium and kind of wrapping things up with that. There's a few odds and ends that I probably will do in between episodes, so you'll probably notice those here and there in the next coming episodes. But today I start with overhauling the backside of it. Mostly because the entrance and the exit to the back portion of the building was not aligned, and I kind of hated it. So end up taking out a entire section of rooms. So it's two on one side, two on the other side, which is very similar to how the back side of the front half of the hotel is. Um, and then it's just kind of a matter of filling in the empty space. But hopefully you guys are doing well. I appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out the progress this week. Yeah, it everything didn't copy paste as well as I would have liked. There were pieces here and there that were missing, including apparently I grabbed some stuff from the front half, trying to figure out where that went. But I like how the Arcadium finally kind of shapes out. There's still one area that I don't quite know what to do with. Uh, we'll get to that. I end up moving some of the foliage because some of the foliage is kind of basically overhanging somebody's balcony, and I figured that might be a bit much. Contemplated briefly moving that whole angled piece over, and decided that just wasn't going to be worth the effort. So we do just a wall here, put up a couple graphics to help things out, make it a little bit more interesting, like it's somewhat purposeful. Maybe they do advertising or something on it for maybe different shows. The corner pieces here, I think I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to do it white and put it kind of as a cap to it. And I think that works a lot better. So it's not just a bright blue swath on the corners there. I was contemplating doing some of the fish designs on the backside, but end up deciding to just do some of the banners similar to the pillar, and then just stretching them out. And I think I like how it works. I take the same kind of concept to the central area of the hotel, but I don't. I feel like it needs something more, and I don't know what on the inside. So the first level, I grab the windows here. I don't take the lights, just the windows and kind of the outcropping, and run those all the way around. So the middle section here, if we can get past the trees, is a little bit different than the other portions where it's kind of centered underneath the sliding glass doors, whereas the side there, it's just all the way across. I contemplating filling in some of the space there, but end up just kind of leaving it for now. That's one of those small things that maybe I'll go back and tweak, maybe not. Uh, Tried putting in some of the other pieces, it just a little too big. So just kind of leave it like that. Looking at the spaces between the rooms here, end up running a blue stripe, which I like. I just feel there needs to be something more. Redoing the ground floor here again with the same windows, because more than likely you're just going to have offices and stuff on that first floor, kind of hallways and those kind of things. Not really, not really any rooms. But yeah, the big space here. Contemplated doing lights, and I still might go back and do it. I just don't know. But I felt like there needs to be something in that space. I like the idea of lights, just it doesn't. The lighting doesn't project how I want it to. So grab the art shapes and you just with the same blue color, just do blue stripes all the way in there. And then I like how it looks. I just feel there needs to be something more within that space. But yeah, as I was building, I was realizing that apparently whenever I was copying and pasting some of the rooms, there were missing pieces here and there, so I had to go back and refill some of the things. Some of the balconies didn't have the end pieces on there. Can't have people falling out of their rooms off the balconies. So I end up doing plants in these little planters. It looks okay, but it's still just an awful lot of dead space vertically. So I may go back and end up doing lights rather than the plants, but we'll have to see. If you have suggestions, throw it down in the comments. I'd like to know what you think might fit well in that space. But do a little bit of fill work in kind of around the pool area, and just throw some plants, a few rocks, and then we move to the back. And so this is the first major thing that we do today is a beach volleyball court. And so using the curbs, which is very useful because of the measuring on the curbs, you can tell I do a change one of them to gray so that I know exactly where the midpoint of the court would be. And then I actually tried the nets a couple times, and for whatever reason, it was building at an angle for some reason. So end up building it flat and then changing it from, and then just moving things over. So going with the mesh fence and then doing a little blue strip vertically and horizontally to just kind of frame the net a little better. And then I end up using the same net in the next portion of the build that we do. So trying to figure out the best size for the net, and it's going back and forth, and just enlarged it to this point, and I think it works. Got the statue there so we can have a visual representation of the size of a person. Like the idea of having the rope there, it just didn't sit as well as I would have liked. So end up going with a really tiny little post and just kind of putting that on the top and bottom. And I think that'll work to hold things up. Do a second volleyball court, and then we start playing with pathing. Do a little bit of curvature to give it a little bit of, I guess, personality. The beach volleyball is a little bit lower than the main hotel. The next part of the build is a little bit higher. So wanted a little bit of elevation change. between them. And so we get some pathing, and then we do fill in with we do use some fences. And I do add some seats, some chairs, some overhangs in there as well to kind of give people a place to sit. Early on, I looked for the vista points or the viewpoints to get people to visit the areas a little bit better. And because I was going to put one up by the by DJ Sharky, but that apparently doesn't exist in Planet Coaster 2 as of recording this, which I will admit I'm very surprised at that fact. I kind of figured that would have been one of the first things that went in, trying to to center that center line on the tennis courts we're building. Um, but yeah, the curbs having the stripe on there makes it really easy to get things lined up on these courts, which I really like. There is a size difference between the two, so we end up having to cut the net, add a little bit portion in the middle, which I was a little leery of whenever I was doing, given the fact that getting them to line up was a struggle to begin with. But I really love the look of the tennis courts. Went with kind of a clay red color. I felt that really set it off, and then we fill in with a kind of a blue surround, which I think really makes it a nice touch. So we line up three. I kind of go off the center on the stair where the walkway there. As I was about to copy it, I realized that that's just it's 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 a very it's a very high transition between the lower level and the upper. So we come in with the blue surround. I think the blue and red contrast is a nice touch. Trying to get better at using the placement options so we can get things lined up a little bit better. Run the exterior in some fencing so people don't lose the tennis balls. And then we eventually get some seats and some lighting in here as well. Contemplated doing kind of a I kind of wanted to do like a tarp to just kind of block it off, but the tarp never really worked for me. The benches have to be on paths, and somehow I managed to get benches that are not on paths. I have no idea how I managed to do that, and I probably couldn't do it again, but it works. Here I'm using the statue to figure out the proper size of a tennis ball. And so we've got a few tennis balls just kind of lying scattered around just the very top of an umbrella because all of the spheres that are in the game are a little on the large side. We get some lights in here, and then we move the seating around a little bit more, so it's a little bit more alongside the lights. And then we do a little bit of a couple more tennis balls here and there, a couple outside because why not? Sometimes people get a little carried away with their tennis stroke. And we add in some foliage to both this area and the other area over by the beach volleyball courts. Up directly where the camera is, there is a blank space, and I do have plans for that. It's just going to be taking place in the next episode for what we're going to put there, as well as the large area that we're going to be working on next week. I have it roughed out in my head. It just might be a little bit longer of an episode than I'm thinking it's going to be. And then we just kind of do some lighting back here. I dulled down the color because I didn't want it like bright neon white. Is there such a color as neon white? But I doubt it. But I didn't want to just really bright white. I wanted a little bit duller kind of yellow tone. And so we use these all the way around. And I tried a bunch of different things lighting wise to light the volleyball area. The problem is it just wasn't quite working how I wanted it to. And so there's just do a little bit more terrain editing, get a few plants in here to just kind of finish off the area, get some plants in the pots in the middle, and just kind of tweak things here and there. Just a little odds and ends to just fill in the area a little bit more. But I think we will jump into Planet Coaster 2 and take a quick walk around the sports area in the back. So I will see you there in just a second. Okay, so we are back on the interior here. Again, I don't hate the plants up there in the blue sections. I just don't think I like them. Maybe doing some lighting in there might be nice. I don't know. Again, if you have thoughts, throw it in the comments below. Um, we will take a quick walk. You can see the DJ Sharky is up there getting their grooves on. At some point, I would like to get a vista point to put up there so people go, and I just see some walls that apparently I missed. So yeah, just a couple odds and ends to go back through and tweak here. We'll do a quick walk through here straight to the back. So we will jump down to the sand area where the volleyball is. A couple of volleyballs somebody didn't bother to pick up. But we've got some canopies over here to give a little bit of shade. And there's some weird random invisible walls in places. And I don't know quite why that is. Here's another one. You gonna let me go all the way over there by any chance? So I'm gonna have to dig around and find out why why there's invisible walls. Because if it's affecting me, I imagine it's going to affect the people coming through as well. But we've got our tennis courts here as well. This is as far as we can go, obviously, because I don't have any sidewalks in here. But yeah, I really like how the sport courts turned out. Hopefully you guys do as well. Here's the other... Maybe. There we go. Here's the other portion that we will work on maybe next time, maybe the time after that. It all ties into the next couple episodes. But I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. Look forward to seeing you guys again in Planet Coaster 2. And as always, I hope you guys have yourselves an amazing day.